Hello, this is Nigel. Doing a personal profile on myself and with the stuff that I like and
You mentioned a number of things on your little sheet, Nigel, where you can maybe mention some things to people.
Yeah, I do go meet up on a Wednesday with some friends at Northside projects called Stepping Stones 2. And I do that most Wednesdays, and if we're off sometimes or go out on trips. I also have a girlfriend called Jacqueline I go and see every week at work in Workington.
And Jacqueline's not well at the moment, is she?
No, she's not. She's confined to a wheelchair, and I go and see her every week to spend time with her, and then she's quite happy to see us and stuff, so I enjoy that.
Well, that's good
as well.
And of course, prior to that, Nigel, yourself and Jacqueline would have been a major part of your personal profile. Had you done one back then before she fell ill?
Exactly, yeah.
And there's a number of things you used to do with Jacqueline that you can't do now.
No.
Which is a bit of a problem for you, I know that. Do you want to mention some of the things you used to do with Jacqueline that probably would have been in your personal profile back then?
Well, sometimes we went out somewhere on the train or the bus. Sometimes I went down to Speedway as well with Jackie because she liked that.
The old Speedway.
Jackie enjoyed that, so she asked me if we wanted to go down, and quite enjoyed doing that as well. So, and coming to see me, and I went to see Jack when she was around here.
She used to stay the night as well, didn't you?
She just used to come stay overnight, yeah.
Do you miss that now?
Yeah, I do.
As will she.
Yeah, she does. Oh, she does miss it. She does, yeah.
I think the fact that, just slightly aside from the personal profile, I think the fact that you continue to make that what quite often is a difficult journey down to see Jacqueline, in many ways it's massive support for Jacqueline as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Someone regularly going to see her that isn't a member of staff.
No, it's not.
And is that something that you sometimes find quite difficult?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes, yeah. The ways that I'm a member of staff now.
But you cope well.
Yeah, I do. I go get through it.
And hopefully in time, when you do another personal profile, if you want to, then it might be not quite as empty, shall we say, because you and Jacqueline did so much, didn't you?
We did, yeah. We did a lot of things together.
And that's not the case now. It's just a case of going down and
I want to see it and just.
It's not good, is it?
No.
But we won't dwell on that too much now. We're looking at your personal profile. I know it's crucial, that area. I'm sure many more people listening have probably been through similar things or are going through similar things. So, highlight some of the things, Nigel, apart from visiting Jacqueline, that would be in part of your personal profile.
Well, I enjoy things. I do. I have trouble with my mobility, and Harry and Tracy have introduced exercises and stuff that have benefit for me because I was, say, overweight.
You had a bigger personal profile.
Yeah,
a much bigger personal profile.
But the
22 stones.
The exercises and stuff that have been introduced has helped me, because if you don't doing them, you just become a vegetable basically, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't get up and say, look, I've got to, there will be consequences if you don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that was introduced by Harry and Tracy, and it helps. It has helped me a lot.
And it was on the medical practitioner's insistence as well, wasn't it?
It was, especially because of the stroke and
we
that.
realised that.
They were saying about you doing exercise to get your weight down and better for you.
So had Nigel not done that, he wouldn't have had a personal profile.
No,
he wouldn't have.
Been a hoist, maybe.
I wouldn't have had one.
Nigel could have done his personal profile from his hoist. And he was lifting it out of the bath. So, excuse my voice, folks. I've got a bit of probably pollen-induced chest problem, but never mind. Personal profiles, for me, are extremely important. They allow other people who perhaps weren't involved in individual support to get a sense of the person. Today we use them dictaphone because we're going to actually transfer the audio tape items that come up eventually onto to paper to go into Nigel's file, but the actual dictaphone interview, as it were, will be kept on file, and we believe it's something that if people want to tap into rather than read it, they can actually listen to it as well as talk to Nigel. So if anybody wants to have any information about how you would use that kind of media, then please feel free to ask either myself or Trey, because she's more clever at that. So this is slightly different because normally an individual would literally have the personal profile presented to them, and then they put nice pictures on and nice words, etc. It doesn't necessarily give you a sense of the individual, but sitting face to face with someone and taking time to get to know them and allowing them the chance to talk about what they really like and not have to answer closed questions like what's your favourite sport. This is a chance for Nigel to open up. So this personal profile will and should give people a good sense, if Nigel's not around, of the kind of things that motivate him, that he enjoys, the kind of things he doesn't like, which is also crucial. So today we're doing that. We're putting this together. It might take more than one run, and then this will be gone through again with Nigel, and only when Nigel agrees that he wants that, and we get a sense that that's genuine and not just keeping us both happy, then it will be transferred from that onto paper, typed up, because Nigel struggles with dyslexia, although he can write certain things. It wouldn't be fair on people to try to read particular ways that Nigel had written, and that's not criticising him, but you want to be able to read a document and get a sense of something. So it will come from Nigel, but it won't necessarily be in Nigel's own writing as such. So Nigel, what other things do you think people would like to know that don't necessarily know you about you as a person, to go into your personal profile? Which is what we had called it, by the way, folks. You don't have to call it personal profile. It's just a title that I'd always got used to over the years. It's entirely up to you. I think there was a time, Nigel, where it was about me.
Yeah.
If you remember that one?
Yeah.
Nice pictures and things on and little diagrams. And then the section about I don't want. So I think personal profile is good enough, isn't it?
I think it's a better way of describing it, because it's an overview of the person that you're working with that goes in the care plan, and it's important.
Nigel would have had a bigger overview going back when he was 22 stone, wouldn't he?
Well, he was nearly 23.
No, almost 23, so even bigger, Nigel. Even bigger. Sorry, folks, we just that's actually on the record, but we're actually talking about humiliating Nigel about his ex-weight. So
goes up the head.
Other things about you, Nigel, and you can use your already used document if you want. You put some things down.
Yeah.
Maybe enlarge on them if you want to. So other things do you think people would like to know about you?
I think most of the things I like and don't like. It's just, I'm into, people know I'm like into cars.
Well, people won't know because unless they actually know you really well, they won't know. So this is basically someone picking a document up or listening to a tape and getting a sense of you.
Yeah.
Not just driving the car, but how a car is put together and how out and getting a finished product where how the car actually works as well. Because if you don't put the car together right, it won't work. But you've got to put all the stuff together to make sure that everything runs and all the everything's connected so that the car will run. Because you don't want to make a car and then suddenly push it out or drive it out and it just falls apart on you.
So why do you think you're interested in that aspect of cars, Nigel?
Because of the mechanics and stuff, and how people, but especially the Formula 1 cars.
So what excites you about that then?
But the Formula 1 cars, yeah.
Anything to do with...
Well, it's just the way how they build the car and how they make it to work and stuff. Because you don't, with a car, a normal car, you can just make it and drive it off. But with a Formula 1 car, you've got to...
is it more precision? Is it?
Yeah.
Fine-tuned, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, because, well, I don't say this, but like a Formula 1 car is like on life support. You just can't, a Formula 1 car, you just can't start it. You've got to do things with it. And
so can you use CPR on a Formula 1 car?
well, not really, no.
Would you
It's
do
more
it?
temperamental than you're saying.
Would you do it to staying alive?
No. No, you wouldn't. Because you've got...
So you use now, don't you?
On a normal car, you just put petrol in or the water and stuff or whatever. But on a Formula 1 car, you've got to feed it like on a drip, where you've got to keep things lubricated and warm. So, because if you live with a Formula 1 car, it'll just completely seize up and it won't happen. But not like a normal car where.
So this is pretty much a mechanical athlete.
Yeah.
Isn't it? The same way you'd look after your own body if you were training.
Like this, yeah.
Like I used to look after mine many years ago. And, it's true though. It is. You've got to fine tune it because it might be that you're eating certain foods and you go and do a race somewhere and you don't perform very well.
No,
you just blame the fact it's a bad day, but actually it might be the stuff you've eaten earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting.
But it's like to keep a fit bit where you got to. If you want to go off, as you said, about a race,
So the fact that you're not an athlete, Nigel, and you weren't an athlete when you were almost 23 stone, which Trey's gone to great lengths to mention. Do you aspire through the Formula 1 interest to be an athlete? If there was another time, say you were born into a different world and you didn't have learning disabilities, you didn't have mobility problems, do you think you'd be an athlete?
Maybe in the long run, yeah.
Would that inspire you? Because the way you talk about the Formula 1 car, it's almost like you're talking about your own body.
Yeah.
About keeping it right.
Yeah.
Fine tuning it.
Yeah.
And then there's Nigel. But no, it's true that though, because often people who, like yourself, in the particular bracket that you put into, never get a chance to talk about aspirations, about what they would like to do and be in a different time, with a different body as such.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, that, Nigel, because I glean from that even when you're training with us, and I know it's supervised training, but you do certain amounts on your own that we've set for you. You always show that interest to succeed in it, and that's crucial. That I mean, as a Formula 1 engineer, you wouldn't really be doing that job unless you were really genuinely interested in making sure that machine works properly.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have mechanics like that than people who just build cars.
Yeah.
Because most cars now are literally just put together components.
And some of the mechanics they have to keep fit as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's
around stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's been well proven that if you keep your body fit, then your mind's gonna be fit as well. So they can't be going to work, feeling all stodgy after a Chinese or whatever. They've got to be spot on, the same as the racing drivers. And they have to think quickly as well.
You have to do, yeah.
Sorry, Nigel, we've diversified ourselves, but that's a massive area of interest for you, isn't it? What other things inspire you that you enjoy, apart from Meccano? Which is a form of engineering.
Well, it was the Meccano we tried. Definitely.
I thought the stickers were the hardest.
Stickers were hard, yeah.
Anything else that inspires you, Nigel, in relation to things you enjoy? What about looking at trees that have come down the 555 on the way down to Windermere?
I think it's...
What about your interest?
Nigel, there's a tree down. Sorry, go on.
What about your interest in steam engines? I've noticed you have an interest in steam trains, don't you?
Yeah, and I'll get it to move and stuff.
Now, is that the old steam trains you prefer to the new ones, or not? Or is it all of interest?
I think it's mainly I've got interest in modern trains, but the steam trains were the first thing that I was interested in first before the modern trains come along.
What is it about the steam train then that's... I mean, I know it's diesel. Is it locomotive? Is there a difference between the two, diesel and locomotive? Is diesel the fuel and locomotive is the movement?
Movement, yeah.
Yeah. So what is it about the steam engine that... I sound like I knew something there, didn't I? What is it about the steam engine then that
well, how they get it started, and you just can't turn up a steam train and just switch it on, and they've got to fit the fire up and stuff like that, and build steam so they can get it going when they've done that.
So how do they build the steam then? Put the kettle on?
Yeah. No, they have to start a fire. They have a cabin, like a firebox.
Well, what the fire service turn up? What's the point of starting the fire? I thought we were trying to start the train.
No, they've got to start a fire first and then build up the steam.
Oh, sorry,
so they can start the train.
I just thought they came into work and started a fire. That's good.
They've got to start put the fire together. Like at home, where you build a fire and so you get warm. But with a steam train, you've got to put the fire in.
But where's the steam come from though? Because
it comes from the fire.
It's almost like
I've never known that.
Yeah, it's like a central heating system.
It is.
I've never seen steam when I put a fire on.
Because when you
Wouldn't
put the
it go
fire
out?
Well, that you make sure it doesn't go out.
I thought steam was vapour, water.
Yeah, but it warms the water.
Yeah.
But have you ever had a live fire?
So where's the water?
Have you ever had a live fire?
The water's put in.
I'm with you now because
the water's put it because they have like a storage tank for
I
water.
thought you said you lit a fire and created steam. You didn't mention the water.
There's water. They put water in as well. They put all those things together and then.
Sorry, folks, I'm slightly autistic. I've got to be clear on this.
Well, I remember years ago. I know it's not a steam engine, but it was a system that my dad had in his first house. It was a live fire, and it heated up his water system. That heated up the central heating system.
Yeah.
So like you said, he'd heat up the water. They made the steam and so forth.
Yeah.
And he also had a Aga system for cooking. So it's a similar kind of thing.
Yeah, it is.
I remember the pipes bouncing off the walls. So it's a lot more involved, isn't it, with the steam train?
But what moved when he did that?
It was the heat of the water.
But nothing in the house moved, did it?
No.
Pipes.
This is a steam engine.
Yeah.
Because
that's what.
Well, you think about it though, with a steam engine, the pipes will probably rattle.
Yeah.
With the pressure and that when they heat in the water.
The steam engine rattle.
Yeah. Well, it will.
Makes a lot more noise.
Because that's where the gauges as well. Because there's got to get it to a certain pressure before you actually move this.
And that's a more involved thing, isn't it,
Yeah.
Nigel? That's probably why you find it interesting.
Yeah.
Because if it goes too far, you're going to explode, isn't it? You
Yeah.
have to watch it doesn't go too high a pressure.
That's why they have about 3-4 people in the cab. So like a driver, a fireman, and a couple of others as
But
well.
is it fair to say if you got slightly more pressure, you'd go faster?
Well, yeah, but
If you blew up.
But that's why they've got a regulate so that it doesn't blow up. That's why you've got to keep an eye on the pressure.
So you turn up for work, you light a fire, steam comes from somewhere,
Well, we've got the water.
and then
the water.
it goes to this gauge, and the gauge goes up. How does it work?
Well, does it really matter?
It's massive. Now he's talking about one of his interests here.
It's a pressure gauge, like a pressure gauge.
So what makes the actual thing move then?
Well, they'll have regulators and stuff like that, and the sharp angles to move it.
Doesn't it go through pipeworks to connect it to the wheels?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, but it's like they have all sorts in the cab, and they have like pressure valves outside and stuff and stuff. So, because you know, like my cooker,
Yeah.
where you got it, they have the pressure, haven't you? Well, that's what we'll do, and then they'll move.
Yeah, but the cooker doesn't move.
No, but the steam engine does.
See, you give him another idea now.
Yeah. But the steam engine does move.
Now, you can actually, used to be able to, Nigel, get mini steam engines.
Yeah.
You could do this yourself.
Yeah.
I've seen them years ago.
Yeah.
Now, you know, because you're interested, I know you're interested now. That's why I asked if you're interested in the older ones rather than the newer ones, because you can actually get steam engine models.
Yeah.
And they're only so big.
Yeah.
And you do that yourself. You light a fire on it. It has water, and it obviously when it boils, the steam goes through the system.
So I'm not actually advocating people lighting fires in the flat to move steam engines.
It's only a wee model. You wouldn't be set fire.
If you hear a loud bang from Nigel's flat in the months to come, you'll know that Nigel's been trying to get the pressure up.
But they're kind of nice, aren't they, those kind of things? And that's possibly, Nigel, something for you to think about in the future, because you like that, and it's a way to connect to that.
Yeah.
You don't see many steam engines now, do you? Trains?
No, but there's a revival.
There's
and it's an interest that many people have. It's not just you know, the odd person that's into. I mean, I think for me, it's the time, it's the age, the simplicity. Trains used to be, you know, well looked after, well maintained. I'm not saying that nobody in the country doesn't do that, but it's not exactly tickety boozy at the moment, and definitely not on our line. But there was a genuine care, wasn't there?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you look at the old railway stations, they used to look after the gardens and the buildings were maintained. You know, you had proper station masters, conductors, things like that. So it was the age for me.
Yeah.
The importance of getting people to and from somewhere comfortable, but also looking after the engine properly as well.
Yeah.
Fine-tuned, as you said earlier, about Formula 1.
I mean, Nigel, have you ever been to a vintage fair where they have these? Some of them are quite big. People keep these and they bring them to the fairs, and they have like the show off the engines.
Well, I've been to the Cumberland Show.
Yeah.
At Carlisle.
And did they have them there?
Yeah, they have them there. Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you enjoy about that?
Well, it's just where they were cleaning how they showed them off and all the styling and stuff, and because they haven't stood in it, but they show you how the wheels and that move and how they build up this steam and that. So
I've been to one or two in the past, and they actually sometimes go around. Don't they? They actually drive them and that. Yeah. I
went to one once, and then spent the latter part of the day looking for a cliff.
With a tree at the bottom. I was stuck in the middle.
Sorry folks,
with a road.
I do actually enjoy that era, but the get-togethers I'm not quite sure about. It's a bit like a real ale festival, where these people are pretty much nerds and probably go to bed with trains and things, you know. So, but I think it'd be nice in the future to maybe go along with you and support you, and maybe look at things like Trey mentioned about getting some models and things you can actually work yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
But not building fires in the flat and getting steam up.
No.
But now we've moved on from steam. There are two things that you've talked about passionately.
Yeah.
And if you listen, folks, if ever you do a personal profile, always look for things like that, because you can build a person's support around that. If something really excites an individual, then you know you've got half a chance. So don't ignore that. It's not just an interest that they've got; it's an interest that you can get involved with as well. Anything else, Nigel?
Nothing I mentioned.
We found two things that really inspire you. Anything else that you enjoy?
Oh, meeting my friends on a Wednesday.
Have you got any?
I don't have her, but I've got some friends, don't I?
Lucy's giving you.
I've got friends, yeah. I've got meet on a Wednesday at Northside, and then enjoy that. Then I'm going to meet my friends and go.
And Tuesdays.
My Tuesdays have changed, by the way.
You know, he knows it's coming.
Part of Nigel's personal profile will include Tuesday within the week, which is the day that Nigel meets up with some bus friends, people who travel on the bus, one of which is called Badge Cap, and they sit on the top all in slightly different seats.
Yeah, they go on the double deckers, don't you? You all travel on the double deckers.
I don't.
You do.
Nigel tries to disassociate himself from them, but we aren't around all the time. But we were one day travelling down to Kendal, I think it was, and there was something happened in the road.
Disruption.
And badge cap and crew all rushed to the front of the bus, and then from nowhere, Nigel went with them.
No, I mean, Nigel says he doesn't know them very well. However, I have been introduced to them through Nigel when they asked who I was. Obviously, they're used to Nigel having a crack with them.
I think it's a good thing as well, you know. I mean, I know I have a laugh with Nigel sometimes, and he tries to disassociate himself from them. But we're all a little bit eccentric, a little bit quaint, and I know there are parts of that particular group who can be a little bit annoying, but then I suppose the same could be said the other way around by them, about other people. But for you, it's connection somewhere, Nigel, because at least you know when you go on somewhere, people know your name.
Yeah.
People can say hello to you, they can ask how you are.
Yeah,
and when you're living with LDD or autism or whatever, or even all three if you want, mental health, it's crucial that you do have some connection with people and also be able to just be talked to, because isolation is a major factor in people's lives, and Nigel does live on his own, although we do spend as much time as we can with him. So please don't feel embarrassed about looking for that kind of connection, because it is important. And just a bus journey down to Kendal and back again, it takes up part of your day, and you've met different people. And we are working on that with Nigel, because sometimes people, along with Nigel, find it quite difficult to communicate fully with other people, and then people can stand off them if they don't have a positive interaction at the outset. So it is an area where, if you're listening, support staff or whoever, don't forget that aspect. It's crucial. Don't just be with someone, but encourage them to communicate with people to the best of their ability. Anything else, Nigel, before we move on?
No,
that you're interested in or just enjoy?
I like watching films. Like, I'm into kind of like films.
Yeah, well, you and Trey are pretty much movie buffs.
Yeah, we're a couple of movie buffs.
I do have a collection of films at home which I like to watch now and again. And
we debate on the different aspects of different science fiction movies, don't we?
We do, yeah.
And you know quite a lot about, well, you two do, I don't. You know quite a lot about movies, about the characters, about the actual film titles,
we do,
the actual plots that are on there. What's your favourite film, Nigel? Just to step into LDD land again with forms that are created. What is your favourite movie of all time? What stands out as the one that you'd probably go back to again and watch over and over again?
Well, I haven't got it, but I like Star Wars. Star Wars is my favourite.
Is they the originals or the new ones?
The originals.
The originals.
Yeah, I like the original ones.
What's about Star Wars you like?
Well, just
pardon me?
Because of the sci-fi and stuff, space and that.
Because you like Doctor Who as well, don't you?
Yeah, I like Doctor Who. There's the adventures that they do.
The adventures.
Yeah. It's like an adventure in it. So,
is that what attracts you to Doctor Who? Because it's a different one each week, isn't it?
I have different ones on DVD as well, so it's not just the same one. I've got different ones, yeah.
Knock, knock.
Doctor Who.
The odds are the best.
Can I just ask, there was something I noticed when one of your friends, Gary, was talking about he'd been to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And I remember you looking and saying, oh, that is interesting. Because have you ever been to Comic-Con?
Never even heard of it. Never mind, went to it.
I have heard of it. First it was American, obviously, he came over here. And I remember you looking and saying, oh, that sounds really interesting. So I think it kind of got your attention.
Did you? Because I didn't even know about it until Gary had been there and done it.
Yeah, but I think on that subject, the next phase for Nigel, because he's been through the middle of late, and there's been a lot of problems we've had to deal with, and then we had the PIPS assessments that we had to go through and employment support. The next phase now is to actually look, now that Nigel's getting more settled, is to pursue the things that he's always had an interest in and he'd like to do. So that will be, part of the plan in the future now, Nigel, to be going away with these
definitely.
things. Because, such as Gary in his service, he well, not so much now, but he used to have them organised on a regular basis, and he would go along and, pursue his interests. So it is something we're going to be pursuing, Nigel.
Yeah.
And now, of course, we've got the money sorted out as well, which is settled.
It would be quite nice. I mean, when Gary was talking about it, I was kind of interested, and you were, and I thought, it'd be kind of fun, that, wouldn't it? Because you like a lot of the things that he mentioned, and you knew the actors. Oh yeah, I remember such and such, and I thought, it's sparked a real interest there.
And having that, it's therapeutic.
Yeah, it is.
If you can pursue that, and again I mentioned earlier there, if you notice someone has that interest, then try to nurture that, because it is therapeutic. And most people with LDD, mental health, autism, they do suffer with anxiety and quite a lot of depression sometimes. Isolation, so it's crucial to pursue that.
Yeah.
For us all, but people in services don't necessarily have that much autonomy when it comes to choosing that. And quite often, staff, we talk in Blackpool, Southport, the same places, and we don't really look for the things that really turn people on and inspire them. So it's worthwhile thinking about that, folks.
Yeah.
Now, we'll round up because I'm aware it's lunchtime now.
I nearly,
We will be coming back to this again.
Yeah.
Hopefully you've got some ideas, folks, about that. But I believe the personal profile is crucial because it gives a person a chance to talk about the things that really inspire them and motivate them, but also the things that... so if you've got any queries at all, please don't hesitate to get in touch through the blog and the Facebook page. And we'll endeavour to answer your questions. But thank you, Nigel.
Thank
you, Trey. Any parting shots?
No.
No?
No.
So is that a wrap?
That's a wrap, yeah.
That's a wrap. Thank you.